She stayed quiet when he followed her, stayed calm when he pulled her over. But the day he humiliated her in front of everyone, that was the day her father came home. It happened in the hallway between third and fourth period, right in front of everyone. Madison Carter was walking with her binder hugged tight against her chest, head down, moving quickly like she always did. She wasn't shy, just focused 17, with early acceptance letters already sitting in her inbox, valedictorian bound. No drama, no noise, just her books, and her plans. But that Wednesday, everything changed. Officer Daniel Brooks, the town cop assigned to work security at Westlake High in southern Mississippi, was standing near the cafeteria doors. He had his thumb tucked under his duty belt like he owned the place. A few students were around him, laughing at something he said. Madison didn't look at him, she never did. As she passed, he stepped forward, too close. He said, loud enough for others to hear, "You watching where you're going, young lady?" Madison stopped, confused. "I'm sorry," she asked, startled. Brooks smirked. Then, almost casually, he tilted a bottle of water forward. His hand bumped hers. The bottle slipped through, maybe it didn't. Either way, the cold water splashed straight onto the front of her shirt. She gasped. Papers dropped. The hallway erupted. Brooks' tone didn't change. "Oops. Guess someone's clumsy today." The words cut sharper than the water. Madison stood there, soaked, the laughter around her crawling under her skin like fire ants. Her shirt stuck to her body. Her hair was dripping. Her face was burning. She didn't say anything. She didn't even look at him. She just picked up her papers, turned, and walked away. But that look in her eyes, that wasn't just humiliation. It was confusion and fear. Madison didn't cry in the bathroom. She didn't cry when she changed shirts in the nurse's office or when she skipped lunch to sit in an empty classroom. She held it in, just like always. But something had shifted, because this wasn't the first time Officer Brooks had gone out of his way to bother her. The first time was subtle. A stop sign near the edge of town. She was driving home from work at the public library one evening. Headlights off in the parking lot, where he waited like he knew her schedule. He said she rolled the stop. She didn't. He asked questions that had nothing to do with driving. Wanted to know where she was going, what was in her bag, why she looked nervous. She told her mom, but brushed it off. The second time, he showed up at her job. Didn't order anything. Just stood by the front door, arms crossed, watching her shelve books, smiling. There was no reason. Madison never got into trouble, never gave attitude. She was quiet, always respectful. So she started asking herself the question no teenager should ever have to ask. Why me? The answer came in whispers and glances. Logan Brooks. Same school. Same year. Son of the cop. They shared AP history and nothing else except a debate they'd had in class 2 months earlier. Madison had made a solid argument about systemic inequality. Logan didn't like being corrected, especially not by a girl like her. That day, she'd won. The class clapped. His jaw clenched. It wasn't just that debate, though. Logan used to be top of the class. Now he was second. Madison took that spot. He was used to people laughing at his jokes. Then the star point guard, Xavier Collins, started walking Madison to class. And that's when things got weird. She'd catch Logan staring, whispering to friends when she walked by, posting cryptic stuff online. And then his dad, Officer Brooks, started showing up everywhere. What Madison didn't know was this. Logan had told his father she was disrespectful, that she started things, that she was always talking back. He twisted moments into stories, left out details, painted himself as the victim. And Officer Brooks, she believed him. No questions asked. But Madison still didn't know the full story. All she knew was that things were getting worse. By Friday, Madison couldn't pretend anymore. She walked through school like a shadow, quiet, tight-lipped, shoulders pulled in, eyes down. Everyone had seen the hallway incident. Some had laughed. Most stayed silent. And even though no one said it out loud, she could feel the shift. The air changed when she walked into a room. The looks, the whispers, the pity. She hated the pity most of all. During lunch, she sat in the back corner of the library, pretending to study. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. Every time someone walked by the glass windows, her heart jumped. When the librarian asked if she was okay, she nodded. Of course, she nodded. But something cracked that afternoon. Mr. Reynolds, her U.S. government teacher, caught her after class. He was young, early 30s, and one of the few teachers who actually listened. He'd been there the day of the debate. Saw what Logan had said. Saw the shift afterward. Saw her change. Madison, he said gently, standing in the doorway. Wait a sec. She paused, clutching her binder like it could shield her from everything. You sure everything's all right? She hesitated. I'm fine. Are you? Because I've been teaching long enough to know when a student's not fine. That was all it took. She didn't burst into tears. She didn't collapse. But her voice cracked, and her shoulders started to shake. And Mr. Reynolds stepped back and gave her space. Not pressure, just space. I didn't do anything, she finally whispered. I believe you, he said. That was the first time someone had said that out loud. He didn't try to fix it. He didn't rush her. He just asked if she wanted to talk to someone, maybe the principal, maybe a counselor, maybe someone at the district level. Madison shook her head. She didn't trust the system anymore. But that night, when she got home and saw her father's boots by the front door, mud still fresh on the soles, she froze. He was back. Major Benjamin Carter. Retired. Technically. Still carried himself like he was on duty. Still spoke like every word had weight. He hadn't told anyone he was coming home early. He never did. He just showed up when it mattered. And he could see it in her face the moment she walked through the door. What happened? He asked, calm as ever. Madison stood in the kitchen, fingers trembling over the zipper of her backpack. Her mother, Camille, looked up from the stove but didn't speak. Madison looked at them both. Then she told them everything. The stop, the library, the hallway, the water, Logan. She expected anger. Maybe a slammed fist, a curse word, a demand to drive down to the school that night. But Benjamin didn't do any of that. He just nodded once quiet. Measure then walked into his office, closed the door, and didn't come out for the rest of the night. What Madison didn't know yet was that her father wasn't just listening. He was planning. And when Benjamin Carter planned, things changed.